best way to get better at programming is to practice. So in this program, we're going to use a conditional loop to go through a series of sales so we can calculate our sales tax. This file is available for download from the link provided in the description below. You can pause the video, work on it, and if you get stuck or want to check your answer, start the video back up and check out your answer. All right, so let's go through this real quick. I've got a couple things I need to do. First off, I need to get the tax rate. Then I need to request the information, display the results, and then I want to ask if the user wants to continue. Okay, now this is not necessarily the order I'm going to do these in. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do my test. So I'm going to say again equals y. Then I'm going to specify while again dot upper. And you might say, well, why am I putting an upper? Well, I'm going to ask this later on. Equals y. Now I have my loop. Okay, so now what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to get my tax rate equals float input your tax rate is going to be a percentage, therefore it's a decimal point. I might want to put in the input, 0.07 for 7% sales tax, put 0.10 for 10% sales tax. That's up to you. Second thing is how many items were sold. And this is the amount, not the actual number. This is the total amount. So I'm going to give it an amount equals, once again, this is going to be a float because the odds of me buying something that's exactly a whole dollar amount is next to none. So how much is the order? Then we'll specify the tax. This is going to be the amount times the tax rate. Print this out. You owe, I'm going to put $sign here. I'm going to choose format, tax. Okay, so this is going to go through, it's going to calculate all the information. We're good there. Now what? Well, now we want to see if they want to do it again. So I'm going to do again equals input. Do you want to run another tax calculation? Y/n. The whole purpose of that is just to make it so that they can know what answer should I put. Do I put yes? Do I put true? Do I say again? I don't know. Well, by telling them Y/n, it gives them an idea of what the value is supposed to be. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to run. What's the tax rate? 0.05. How much is the order? 235. I owe $11.75 in taxes. Do I want to do another? Yes. I put a lowercase y. Notice that. Now, I kind of give the hint, uppercase what I'm looking for, but in my while condition, I said again dot upper. It's going to force it to uppercase. So there we go again. What's my tax rate? 0.05. How much is the order? $765. Ooh, I owe $38.25. Do it again? No. Okay, and it exits out, just like I was hoping. So we tested to make sure it's going to work. We tested to make sure it again works. We tested to make sure if we don't put Y, it fails out. It's what we expect. But notice there's a little thing below. Go further. Do I have to ask for everything every time I go through that loop? Well, it depends. Is this being used by one location that's not changing the tax rate? If so, we only need to ask for that tax rate one time. We don't have to ask for it every time. And you'll notice that when I went through, I kind of said, oh, enter the tax rate again. Okay. So what we can do is simply move the tax rate up here, So let's run this one more time. The tax rate is going to be asked for first, but it's going to be available every time inside a loop. So here's the tax rate, 0.05. How much is the order? Put in 47. We owe $235 in taxes. Do I want to do this again? Yes. How much is the order? $456. It calculates it. So notice it's keeping track of that tax rate. It's still available to us, even though we didn't ask for it in the loop. Things outside a loop can be accessed inside a loop. Let's try 56.87. That way we're checking something with a decimal point. Notice it still works. Now, it probably would have had extra decimal places in there, but because I used the format command, it's only showing me 2 decimal places. So this is exactly what I'd expect. Now, if I put anything besides a Y, so I'm going to try a J, for example, notice it exits me out of this. So the again was looking specifically for a Y. Anything that was not a Y exits us out of the loop. And that's kind of what we'd expect based upon what we coded. So that makes our code just a little bit simpler, makes it a little bit easier for the users, less likely for them to enter a problem and they accidentally hit 0.4 or 0.6 because their finger slipped. So little things like that to make your code easier and more bulletproof so that's not going to have an error is a smart thing. Keep watching for more practice videos that you can work with.